Good morning. So I want to talk about Trump's real plan for stablecoins or crypto. And it's not about crypto, it's about stablecoins. So you have the organization Tether, and then you have the Treasury. Sorry about that. Amazon came to the door at 5 in the morning. So you have Tether, which issues U.S. dollar Tether or USDT, which looks like this, and they do it by using the blockchain. So it's a crypto dollar, and how they do it is by giving cash to the treasury in exchange for in exchange for US treasuries. And so the exchange goes like this: you give me cash, I give you treasuries. And what Tether does is backs its stablecoin, which is just a bankless reserve, that allows Tether to create a form of credit without actually having to be a bank. That's what blockchain does. It allows anybody who has servers, multiple servers around the world, to create a distributed ledger so that people can transact with each other without actually having to go through a centralized third party. So what the real plan is eventually this Tether, through regulation, will go into the hands of the Treasury. And they haven't said that they're going to do this, but ultimately this is what's going to happen, where I don't know who will say it, whether Trump or the next president, but they'll just say, "Hey, you can settle your taxes or your tariffs in stablecoins." And so when the government gets change that, when the government gets USDT, they are now going to be able to, in exchange, pay off debt. This is not what nobody's really talking about. They're going to delete debt with stablecoins. That's the true plan for them. So, and you may be looking at this and be like, well, what the heck is going on here? In the old world, before Tether, they couldn't really do this, right? Because if, let's say Tether is the bank, Tether would give the treasury cash, and the treasury would give them Tether. Well, if the treasury took the money that they were receiving in their bank account from other banks and then started to pay off their debt, what would happen? Well, the money would be deleted. A lot of people don't talk about that. Then you have no credit in the system. So it's like it crosses each other out. But what Tether does is creates another form of money so that so that they don't have to cross each other out. If that makes sense. So it doesn't look like this, right? They both get crossed out. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Well, let's explain it another way. Let's go like this. Tether has cash, Treasury has bonds, which is just debt. And if Tether receives this, or damn it, Tether receives U.S. Treasuries, and the Treasury receives cash. If they take that cash and then just go like this doesn't exist either. Does that make sense? you're deleting debt. If you, like, why borrow the money if you're simply going to take the money that you're receiving to pay off the debt early? But if you have an additional form of money in circulation, like USDT, then if these get crossed out, you have another form of money at your disposal to circulate through the economy, so that this doesn't cause a problem. Because what most people don't say on YouTube about investing, they just say, hey, the Fed prints money and prints money. This is what they're trying to avoid: debt payments and no credit being issued. Like one of the big things that, again, people don't talk about is that if you pay off a loan, that's not inflationary, that's deflationary. Because if you pay off a loan and then don't borrow, you aren't creating new money into the system. You're actually making it so that there's less money available. When the bank issues a loan or issues you credit, it's essentially creating money, which allows prices to go up, houses, markets. But if I pay off the loan and then don't issue or don't borrow again, what happens? So that's essentially why the government continues to borrow. It's not really about inflation. It's really, they're trying to fight deflation. So this is the real thing that they're going to work behind the scenes, and this is the real reason for crypto. It's about stablecoins, and stablecoins are about repaying the debt and deleting debt without actually having a deflationary spiral. So I thought that was interesting, but